I think we both got to the same base with her. I do.
We met in high school. 14 and 15, I think, was our age.
We met in musical comedy class, and there was a girl in the class named Janet Eisenberg who we were both really, really good friends with.
This was my girlfriend in high school, and we really had a great relationship, but then obviously when things like marriage become a thing that you consider and you talk about, I told her it wasn't ever going to happen because I was a homo. We had a falling out as a result, and Dave kind of stepped in and became the liaison between the two of us and kept the communication between the two of us alive.
I think we both got to the same base with her. I do.
Yeah, that's the one thing that we share in common that way, and that's how the friendship sustained during that time.
And it's just like, and it's while we're working out your problems with Janet, you want to write some sketches? You know, it was that kind of thing, you know. And
we went into NBC. Mad About You was going off the air, and they asked us to come in with a new kind of young love story, and so we went and created Will and Grace.
I read Will and Grace in November of '97. I knew that the boys had captured a genre and a group of characters that I had never read before.
He read the script and liked it, and we arranged to have breakfast together. Jimmy Burrows had this reputation. Was he going to be this 800-pound gorilla? You know, we hadn't worked with him. We were afraid that he was going to kind of dominate the proceedings.
I really liked the writing, and I told my agent I'd like to do the show. So my job after that is to make sure Max and David's vision is kept intact.
Max and I pull up to the breakfast place, and we gird each other up. We're like, we are going to go in there. We're going to say, hey, you know, this is our baby. We love this thing, and you know, if you don't get on board with what we're thinking, then we can't use you. Right, Max? Right, Dave. You know, and so we get into the restaurant. Jimmy says, so I read the script. I think I want to do it. And Max and I look at each other and we're like, okay, great. And that is the story. I mean, that was it. We had nothing to talk about for the rest of breakfast.
And he left us with the bill.
So there you have it.
Yeah, I always like to point that out.
Will! Jimmy Burrows, he's the reason I did this TV show. I had a goal for myself that I wanted to be on an NBC sitcom directed by James Burrows.
Eric was already cast. I had seen Eric with another actress when I first started to do the casting, and there was not a lot of chemistry between the two of them, so we started the hunt for Grace.
Eric and Debra, we saw read for the first time in the den of Jimmy Burrows' home, and I think it's okay at this point to tell this story publicly because we never have. Debra thought that she was the only person reading with Eric that day, but we had to bring in another actress, and that other actress was Nicolette Sheridan. Nicolette came in and she did a great job, but the performance was just a little desperate.
Messing, she came in a limo, thinking she was the only one there. And you knew right away. You knew right away. I take no directorial credit for the chemistry they have. Ted and Shelley had that. Jennifer and Schwimmer had that. You can't. Frasier, the other great couple, Frasier and Niles had that.
What is chemistry? Who is Grace? It was only when Debra came in and did things other actresses hadn't done, laughed at my jokes, laughed the way Grace would laugh at Will. She was showing us what Will and Grace would look like together, and at that moment, we all definitely knew. We sat on that couch and looked at each other, and I just said, are you thinking what I'm thinking? She said, yeah, don't say it out loud. We both just knew that we were going to be on this stage for a long time.
This is our stage right here. It's stage 17. These are some of the dressing rooms. Eric and Debra and Sean's dressing rooms are in there. And mine's over there. I don't know, they kept me in a separate building. I don't know why. I mean, I have some ideas why, but I'm not positive. Let's go in and see the set for Will and Grace. Now here we come to the famous set, the Will and Grace living room set. A lot of happy memories here. Look, here's Harry. Oh, I thought that was Harry. There used to be a picture of Harry and Debra, but I guess since they're supposed to be divorced now, they took that away. So here's the bathroom, but it doesn't really, it's just kind of, you can just see, it's fake. Here's the hallway. Now normally the elevator would be right there, but instead there's a cart. This comes out so that they can put a camera in there and shoot. And then here's the kitchen. There's something here. It's appropriate for the show, I suppose. In here, like the first season, I think it was, one of the very first interviews we did was for the Donnie and Marie show. And there's still notes from Donnie and Marie's questions for us. Sometimes we take those, we've done this a lot, and it's sad that we do things like this, and yet this is how we amuse ourselves. We take them and we put them under our shirts so that it looks amusing.
Megan, I think we've all held her breast, you know, gently and lovingly, kind of like a, you know, like a puppy.
My character has planted one on Grace so many times for such an extended period of time it's been seared into my memory in a not altogether unpleasant way.
Megan and Debra have had some pretty hot kisses. I rewind those episodes sometimes.
I'm probably the most straight-laced of the four of us. And it became quite clear within probably 3 episodes of working together that it was going to be an orgy. I think Megan was the one who got really naughty right off the bat.
You know, I know it doesn't seem like it anymore, but I'm kind of shy. And I used to be growing up. I was extremely shy and very inhibited. That's all changed doing this show.
A lot of fondling, off screen as well as on screen. And I know there's been a lot of groping. I know I've groped Megan at times. She and Sean have groped in a way that is not even prime time.
There's plenty of, I mean, how do you define sex, though? Plenty of physical contact between Karen and Jack, and then some.
Bye.
Good night. It's always the best.
Now I have to run to the store.
I am the monkey to Karen.
The dynamic is such that Megan and I probably are a little more immature just in life, and Deb and Eric are much more put together and solid as human beings than we are.
Sean, I mean, everybody's funny, but Sean and I just crack each other up in a way that borders on, like, mental illness.
And Sean and Megan do tend to laugh at one another a lot.
What? I can't hear you! Cut it, okay, once again.
There have been times, very few times, when I've had to go and play big teacher with them, scold them, and say, come on, guys.
Yeah, if I start laughing too much, Jimmy turns into my father and yells at me and says, I need to stop, I need to shut up.
My father was a director and writer in the theater. A lot of times I'd catch him behind the scenery, and he'd walk behind the scenery and he'd listen.
It's the first gift I've ever gotten that's been paid for with drug money.
Second.
So if he heard silence, it made him crazy. Because if he heard silence and there was no laughter, somebody was taking too long, or the dialogue was not right, or something like that.
Carrie, you're gonna make me cry.
The first thing that you are going to notice and be really disconcerted by is the fact that he does not even watch his actors. He just listens.
Yeah, I think I have, Grace. What do you think I meant when I said, boy, do I love gin?
He trusts the camera guys are getting their shots.
If I block cameras, I should be blocking you, right? I should be blocking you. Start at the feet, come up. Up, start again. Come up. Ah, thank you.
He's listening to the poetry of it and usually laughing his ass off.
This baby name book is great. Oh, here's the pretty one. Clitorissa.
And it's all about the music of the comedy. And that's the thing that I think I learned most from Jimmy, is that there is a musicality, and he listens for it, and if the joke is going off track musically, he'll just say, back.
Thanks, Vince. It's the first gift I've ever gotten that's been bought with drug money.
Just worried about the play and the dialogue. And in fact, I have no quad split. Quad split is a television set that's split into four that has all 4 different cameras on it. I don't allow anybody to watch that except my editor. The writers have to watch the play, because sometimes if they watch a quad split, they'll say there's a bike in the shot or the shots don't match, and they're watching the wrong thing. Their job is to watch and see if the play plays.
Jimmy would always make sure the story worked. It was always, does the story track? Does the story make sense?
Max and David set up this bar very high. Some of our episodes, the sophistication of the writing has blown me away, even when I think I'm used to it.
We come in on normally Wednesday mornings at 11 and read through the script for that week's episode, which would then shoot the following Tuesday.
So it's Wednesday, the beginning of our work week. Today's the day we read the script, see what's working, see what's not, and the writers go away and fix it.
Welcome to episode 822, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
All right, Will and Grace's apartment. Will is cleaning up after Grace's baby shower. Grace, Jack, and Karen's sick.
Great shower, honey. Ironic, though, that you didn't take one before we all came over.
I kept track of who gave you what, to make it easier for your thank you notes.
Crumbs, paper.
What am I going to write thank yous for? None of the gifts were for me. Let the baby write the notes.
Oh, that would be... Ooh, a baby name book. This one's pretty. Clitorissa.
That says Clarissa.
Oh, that is disgusting.
So this is our table read. We read it, and now we are all ushered out of the room so that all of these writers and producers can sit around and talk about what they heard, the changes they want to make, and then tomorrow morning we come in and there is a completely new script.
It's called a table read, because sit around a table and read it. And the script changes every single day.
The writers can rewrite the night before shoot night, during the day. We're getting different colored pages. And of course, the big one that a lot of shows don't do, at least to the extent that we do, is rewriting on the floor.
Wow, you really clean up at a baby shower. Look at all this booty.
Yeah, you're not leaving us much of a choice.
Wow, this baby name book is great. Oh, here's the pretty one. Clitorissa.
That says Clarissa.
All right, now that's just gross.
Our writing staff scurry together and they start dissecting the scene, and then they're gonna come to a decision and come in there and say, cut this, go. And we're supposed to make it seem like we've been rehearsing it for a week, and we're literally getting it right here.
Look at all this booty.
What did Grace say?
Look at all my booty.
Look at all this junk. And then Will says, looks like a trunk and a half full.
Look at all this junk. Looks like a trunk and a half.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you? Or do you not shower and throw on a big yellow dress?
Yeah, let's do that.
But then you can't do booty. I know. You can't do two
No, we can't take her down twice. So you really clean up at a baby shower. And
Do you?
Do you? Or do you just?
Or do you wake up, not shower, and throw? Or do you not shower and throw on a big yellow dress?
Yeah. Do you? Or do you not shower and put on a big yellow dress and throw on a big yellow dress? So we just come back in the circle and we just pitch on lines until something hits us and makes us laugh, and then we run in and I try to remember it. Grace's line is on the first page, wow, you really clean up after a baby shower? And we're going to go, well, Will's just going to say, do you? Or do you not shower and throw on a big yellow dress?
Do you? Or do you not shower and just throw on a big yellow dress?
Stand by. And action.
Wow, you really clean up at a baby shower.
Do you? Or do you Not shower and just throw on a big yellow dress. I think the secret of Will and Grace is that it's not like From Outer Space. It is a traditional, it's the honeymooners, it's I Love Lucy. We just did that one little twist where we're not waiting to see if they're going to kiss. Let's push the friendship part of this. Let's make this about friends and about funny and not make it political. And we didn't want it to be political. We wanted it to be, we didn't want to set the world on fire. We just wanted to make them laugh.
This show came along, and it's 4 characters, 2 of whom happen to be gay. It allowed people to sort of forget that it had anything really to do with being gay, because it really didn't have to be anything to do with being gay. It has to do with just 4 people living their lives and being friends and having different human relationships and interactions.
I'm stopped on the street by people and saying, you know, I have to thank you. You know, you make me laugh. Laughter's healing medicine. We need to laugh more.
I definitely think that this show educated America without them knowing it, you know, without them asking for it. And there's no power like the power of laughter. So if you can make somebody laugh, you can make them like you.
I got a letter from a 14-year-old little boy who had said that he had just come out to his mother and his best friend wasn't speaking to him anymore. And his mother was kind of in shock. In the letter he said they were watching together every week, and as the weeks were going, they were laughing more and more together. And so he thanked me because he said that he felt like for the first time he was represented on television, and in a way it made his mother feel more comfortable. And he ended it by saying that he hoped one day his best friend would come around again, and the only thing he wished was that he had a Grace in his life.
I don't think that we've ever had an agenda in writing this show. I mean, if you were to ask me what would I want the audience to know now that it's all done, I'd want the audience to know that you know, that someone being gay, they have about as much say-so in it as the color of their eyes. It's not a choice.
I had just gotten married before this show started, but other than that, I was still living the life of the starving young actor trying to make it. And in the last 8 years, besides making a living and that, I mean, Debra and I have both become parents. I think he's starting to understand the dad for a really good living. Completely just does what he does in his bedroom. He's pretending to be a gay man in his 30s. He's got a great imagination. Megan got married, Debra got married.
My son, who is turning 2, has been here since he was in my arms. This is really home away from home, and I really don't know what I'm gonna do come September and I get in the car and my body's gonna want to go here.
We will not come next year and be working with one another. We'll be in disparate places, and you'll try to maintain friendships, but it's hard, and we won't be bumping in, and I won't be hollering Messing or Sean or Maggie or Eric, and it'll be sad. It has to be sad. We've had a great run.
I'm going to miss the trust that our writers put in us and we put in them, the trust that Jim Burrows puts in his crew, the unspoken quality. Debra and I will sometimes rehearse a scene one time. We don't touch it again until show night. It's just, we know how we're going to do it. I don't know that I'll ever have a situation like this, a petri dish like this again, of just sheer joyful creativity.
There's a really lovely energy that comes with working with the same people in the same place for 8 years. To be able to work in that kind of peaceful environment and still constantly be challenged, that's going to be probably irreplaceable.
I'm probably going to miss the familiarity of coming to a place that is safe and where you know everybody. And I'm going to miss the people, you know, mostly the people who make it so nice here every single day and every single week.
It's become a family. There have been so many children that have been born to the cast members and to crew members and grandchildren. And so this is you know, this is kind of tough.
I think, you know, I'll miss coming to a familiar, safe place where you know you're going to be taken care of by talented people who are making you look good.
The thing that I'm going to miss the most...
Dude, if you cry, you know it's going to get out.
Oh my God, I'm so not going to cry. I'm so when I was not
I'm
about
just
to
saying,
cry.
you know they would use that shot.
Totally, but I'm so not going to cry. Can you imagine? Yeah, getting me to cry will be as easy as getting Hillary Clinton to cry on TV. It will not happen. It will never happen. Can you imagine the gay guy in the single tear? Oh, my gay show's going.
If you had said at the beginning, you know, is this show gonna go 8 years and be recognized the way it's been? I wouldn't have even known how to answer that question. I had no idea what to expect.
Has our life changed? I don't know. I mean, I bathe in Evian and I blow my nose into 20s. But other than that, I think I'm the same guy.
I think I used one of those 20s the other day.
If you look at the director credits on Will and Grace, it says James Burrows on every show. If it wasn't a pleasure, I wouldn't be here. I'm going to be 35 next month, and I could probably do any show I wanted to do, any comedy I wanted to do, but the fact that my name is there means that I have fun. They are incredibly funny, engaging, interesting, artistic human beings, and if it wasn't the case, I wouldn't be here.
I've said to myself every day, I've looked around this stage and said, remember this. Having been able to work with people who are so amazing, and I'm talking about not just the cast and the writers, producers, but the crew. I mean, there are a couple of people on our crew who I would put up against anyone on the planet.
I'm proud of being a part of something in history, which I never would have guessed I would be. And I'm proud to have been able to been given a platform to make people laugh. And when people come up to me and they say, you know, you made me laugh so hard last week when blah, 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 it just goes right to my heart, and I'm just like, really? Like, I made you laugh? That's amazing to me. That's amazing.
We never took ourselves or this show too seriously. But now that it's over, I take our collective achievement very, very seriously. I'm extremely proud of the legacy that is these almost 200 episodes of this show.
It was very important to us that we protect the legacy of this show. So it has to end. And now it's here. So we will cry together and wipe each other's mucus off each other's face. And be really proud. Oh God, I'm gonna start crying.
You know, maybe for the last shot, I'll forget to say cut and just keep it running forever.
Welcome to my dressing room, which will be somebody else's in about 2 weeks. So as you can see, out of all of us, I've pretty much, you know, gone all out in the decorating department. This part, I guarantee you nobody else has. This is just, if it gets you going before a show, you just go like this. All right, so that's that. It's an hour and a half before the show, and the only ritual I have is a date with that turlet right there. It's about the only one I have. You got a little insight to Sean P. Hayes.
40 pounds.